Hi, I'm Jackie, and welcome to Jackie's House. I am so excited about this new channel. This is Miss Jackie's House, and I am Miss Jackie. The channel that we have is a lifestyles channel. It'll deal with all aspects of lifestyles, relationships, cooking, shopping, politics, current events, you name it. If we live it, we're gonna cover it. And the way that we cover it is, we begin with a meal. Today, our focus is gonna be on a comfort meal. We're gonna prepare fried chicken, collard greens, fried corn, cornbread, and we'll have cheesecake for dessert. Now, after we prepare the meal, and I say we because there are gonna be several ladies that are going to participate. They'll help prepare the meal, and then we'll retire to the dining area where we'll eat the meal and we'll talk about empowering women. Susan, you want to get started with your cornbread?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Susan's going to do cornbread. Stranda, you going to do corn?
Sure.
Okay, I've got some bags here.
How are you, beautiful?
Did we introduce the ladies on camera?
Same apron in my purse.
So we can go around and the ladies can say their names. Brenda, we'll start with you, dear.
Hi, I'm Brenda. Hi, I'm Stranda.
Hello, I'm Susan.
Hi, I'm Evelyn.
And you know I'm Miss Jackie.
Everybody knows.
And that's Angel.
Hi, I'm Angel.
And she is an angel. Susan, starting on the cornbread. Stranda, I'm gonna make a place for you so that you could rinse your corn when you get it ready. And this is your skillet that we're gonna scrape it in. Evelyn, we're gonna start you with putting some flour in a bag to put the put the chicken in. But what we'd like to do is, it's been marinating.
Okay.
The chicken has been marinating in buttermilk and hot sauce. The buttermilk and the hot sauce tends to make the chicken tender, and the hot sauce gives a little bit more spice. So we're going to take this bag and we're going to fill it about up to there with flour. Then we'll start adding seasonings to it.
And Jackie, do you want us to use measuring cups or to eyeball it?
Eyeball a half
Yeah.
a cup of cornmeal.
Okay.
And in there, in the chicken, we're going to add a little cornstarch because the cornstarch helps to make the chicken a little crispy. And Brenda is making the salad. She's making a cucumber and onion salad. So we're going to have cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes. And to that, we're going to add some Italian dressing, and it's going to be scrumptious. How much have you put in there?
None. You're going to have to put a few of those. Okay. All right.
Yeah, put about, maybe about 3 or 4 more.
Really?
Queen bee.
That goes to show you I don't cook.
Because you're the queen bee. So in this pot, we have some turkey tails and some smoked turkey tails, and we have some turnips that Angel is cutting up. And what I'd like to do is, as they're cooking, I pierce them because that releases the smoke flavor better for you. Because when you cook leafy items like greens and cabbage, your cabbage and your greens will taste like whatever your broth tastes like. If your broth tastes like water, your greens and your cabbage is going to taste like water too. So we're going to build a flavor profile. We already have olive oil in there with turkey tails and turnips. And Angel's cutting up an onion. She's going to put an onion in there.
I'm loving this secret with these turnips.
And you know, sometimes I don't use turnips. I actually use rutabagas.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you build a flavor profile, you come up with some greens that taste so good.
See, I've been just using onions and red peppers, and I'm gonna try this. You know, just to give it a different.
You gotta give it a different flavor.
It's gonna be yes.
It all depends on what kind of flavor you want. You may not want all of that flavor. Sometimes you just want some regular greens. You don't want to boost up the flavor. But if you ever want to bump the flavor up, this is a good way to do it. And as you add the other ingredients that I have over there for you, you'll see how that builds the flavor profile.
Okay.
Oh,
So, Jackie, I noticed you're an innovator and you're, of course, not following the recipe on the box. So, it's not on my card how much buttermilk you want. How much
okay.
would you like?
about a half cup.
About a half cup.
Not quite all of this in there, in that left in the box.
Start with that, maybe?
More. That's about it. You might have to add a little more.
Okay. Jackie, what is this? Oh, paprika.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just estimating.
Yeah, paprika basically is just going to give it a little bit more smokiness,
Right.
and then it's going to give it some color.
But I was speaking of,
The chicken lick,
yeah, I put about 3 of them in.
that's good. That's good.
Looks good.
Let's see.
I think you got it about right.
Yeah, I think so. And you don't have your eggs, right?
I do.
Oh, you
Got
do
the
have your eggs?
in.
Okay.
Did I do it in wrong order?
No, it's no order. One of the things about cooking, I found the only cooking that I'm a little leery of is baking.
Really?
And the only reason I say that is because I'm one that add a little bit of this and
You gotta be
take
so
a.
precise.
You got to be precise when you're baking. Like for example, last night I baked a pound cake and I was energetic. I was adding and taking away. I tasted that pound cake. I said, "Oh, let me rush to the cheesecake factory and get." No, it was not good at all. And I haven't learned my lesson yet. You just cannot add and take away.
Well, no, not unless you know what you're doing. You know, my grandmother used to just estimate.
And they could do
And
that.
they came
what
out
they
so
did.
beautiful
They could do
every
that.
time.
Yeah. And my
She probably did
mother,
it a
when she
lot.
gave us her recipes, like for the sweet potato pie,
Right.
I said, well, how much do you put in? A cup? And she said, no, just put it to taste. I said, how are you going to know when it's done? When it's done. So,
They tell you taste it. That's what my
yeah.
That's
taste it.
That's where I was just getting ready to go, Stranda, is the key to cooking is tasting it. Because then you'll know what you need to add or what you need to adjust in terms of your seasonings and your ingredients. So I'm not going to make Evelyn taste this flour. I'll taste it.
Well, thank you.
I even taste my flour to
No,
see.
you don't.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I taste it to see if it's got enough salt, enough pepper. Put some chicken licking in there. Make us lick our fingers. Turn it down just a little because I don't want it to be done on the outside and red on the inside or pink on the inside. So Susan, guess what else you can tell our listeners? Tell them to press like if they like what we're doing.
Please press like if you like what we're doing.
That was easy.
Please.
Stranded, you can rinse when you get up.
Oh, am I in the way?
Okay.
Here. Add rich broth.
And we'll put these over here for
The entire box of
you.
beef broth.
The entire box.
And you know what?
And what we're also going to add here is because we don't want to just cook comfort food. We want to cook comfort food that is relatively healthy. So we're going to add a box of bone broth to that as well. We're also going to add a half a packet of the beef soup. We're going to take a packet out and we're going to use half of that packet initially. And after we do some tasting, Angel, we'll see if we have to adjust it and add some more.
Do you know I never taste my food?
Angel, as well as you cook.
Never tasted.
Oh, I taste everything.
Got that from my grandmother. She never tasted her food.
So you can just liberally put it in there, just half of it.
I'm going to start tasting my food.
Half of it. Okay, there you go. Then you can add some 3 or 4 of the hot onion rings and the other seasonings, but no salt.
Hot onion rings. Where's that at?
Right here.
Oh, these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something serious right now.
Oh, that makes me feel good if you're learning
I'm
something.
telling you. Whoa.
Yeah, put about 3. Okay, I have knives and whatever
She
you.
said a little bit of the juice.
Oh, excuse me. And another pointer for the fried corn is you really need to soak it for about an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes it plump, and then you get more corn milk out of it, and it's juicier. And I don't know what chemical reaction takes place, but it's sweeter.
Oh.
So after you get the kernels all off, then you scrape for that luscious milk that you get out of there. So please.
Oh, yeah. You keep struggling
Like
over there.
I was like you cutting butter. Would you like for me to mix this or just leave it like it is?
Leave it just like it is, and I'll stick it in the refrigerator, and then you can clean up your area.
Now that I know that you know all this, I'll be coming over.
You know your food is delicious.
It is.
Always.
Always. Whatever it is for purpose.
A garbage bag in case you needed one. And how long do you ladies think this corn will take to cook?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
About 10, 12 max.
Oh, wow.
Corn cooks really fast. It's like shrimp.
Okay.
Cooks really fast. And if you have it in a good vessel like this that conducts heat evenly, put a top on it, and after it cooks, this kind of utensil is going to allow you to do some residual cooking. So even after you turn the fire off, it's still going to continue cooking for you. And in terms of building flavor, yeah, it's going to be nice and brown. Flavor profiles,
The cornbread looks wonderful.
doesn't it? Susan, that's yours.
I get a job as a cook, a sous chef. Whatever that
Good
is.
right now. We'll see what happens when we taste it.
And instead of adding water, again, when we're cooking, we want to build flavor profiles.
Okay.
We're going to cook this in some milk.
Okay, that's great.
Corn
don't-
milk and buttermilk.
Corn milk. We don't need a lot of milk.
This is whole milk, not corn milk.
This is whole milk.
Okay.
And then we're going to use about 1/4 of this butter. I like the European butters because they have a little bit higher fat content.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a little bit more flavor. So
Oh, I didn't know why I liked them. I just
not necessarily creamier, but more flavorful.
This is the way it's churned. Does it even do it?
I don't know how they get the higher fat content.
Or maybe they use real cows. You know what I mean?
And not almonds.
Free-raising cows.
Yeah. Each piece.
Yeah. And then I, you know,
You can leave it in there. We'll just turn it off.
that's okay, darling.
Ah, that looks beautiful, Susan. Okay, we can put 1/4 of this in here. And then we'll just, then we'll just put the top on it and wait for, we're going to cook that last since it only takes 10 minutes. This is another hint, ladies.
Right.
When you're cooking, and I cooked at a number, you can go a little further. I cooked at a number of restaurants. And what you have to decide when you get ready to cook, you might have 6 different items to cook. The first one you prepare is the one that takes the longest to cook.
Okay.
And that seems like, oh, that's common sense, but a lot of people don't know that. And they'll start making one item,
Right.
and then that'll get cold while the other item is waiting to be done.
Now, do you shake this up?
Yes.
shake, 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 shake the baby.
Yeah, canola oil has a 400 smoking point.
Okay.
And it has, oh, this is what I wanted to mention on canola oil. It has neutral flavor. It also has high levels of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. So you tend to have healthier options if you choose that.
Canola.
Canola. This feels like it's ready to fry chicken. We're ready to fry chicken. What did I do with the okay.
I'll leave this in here until we get that down.
Oh yeah. That's what you want to hear. And you don't want to crowd your chicken because then you start sweating it and the temperature goes down. It'll go down fast on you too, but this shouldn't do that because we made sure we had it at room temperature before we.
I can keep it from popping up and getting you.
And never expect to come to my house and do this. Oh, okay.
Now, do any of you all regularly hang out together?
Well, I've been with,
Yeah, I've been with you a
met.
few times.
yeah, and
Stranda.
with you.
Yeah.
Was it you? Or maybe not you.
It probably was
But
my
this as a
niece.
group is not.
Yeah.
That Jack does it.
I remember being down in the south for the summer and
Susan, I'm
sitting
like,
on the porch
pick up all
shelling peas
plates.
all day long.
Exactly.
Right. Just bushels and bushels.
Or they would say, go out there in the garden and get me some tomatoes.
Yes, yes.
And my grandmother would sweep her yard, believe it or not. She had sand in Virginia. And you know how leaves get in the sand? She would go out there and sweep the yard. And had the most beautiful flowers and gardens. And so, that's how we grew up. Go out there and get me some.
Stranda can get it.
Yes.
And they have corn.
What's that green?
Go in the hen house and get me some eggs.
That's
And it tastes so different when you take it right off the vine.
A chicken
It's like
that you cut their
connection.
neck off and just
Yes.
chop that neck off and
Sorry.
fried it. It was better than good. It was just,
Well, my mother did that when we moved here to
Better
Detroit.
animals too.
Will you just put some on my place?
Yes.
I don't
Because
know
it's
if
so
we can
heavy,
pass
right?
it.
Right there,
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
oh, this
Is that too
salad
heavy
is
for
great.
more? Just a little bit more. It looks so good. I'm like hungry.
And I'll do the
I
can
haven't
if you
eaten
want
since
more.
breakfast. I was like saving my appetite.
Does anyone need the
Yeah,
salad?
me too. We have it over here.
I have it too.
Have you had salad, Donna?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we put the butter on the table? Or did we not put butter on?
Thank you.
You can put butter
it's
on. I
already-
forgot butter.
That's the,
Okay, ladies, let's talk about how we empower ourselves. Because you know what? I found that, especially in the times of the pandemic, I feel anxieties. I feel anxious about. I don't feel like I have a lot of control, and I don't think we do. But I think the control that we do have, we need to exercise that, and I haven't been doing that. For obvious reasons, we couldn't get together. This is the first time, and every one of you asked the same question. Is everybody vaccinated?
Yes.
Because that's what I wanted to know. Have you had your vaccination?
Yes. Since we walked through
That's
the
part of
door,
my
I asked that.
RSVP.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Can you
And I
pass
had
me
the
a
Johnson
fork?
and Johnson. Did anyone else
The
have the
what?
Johnson
A
and
fork.
Johnson that they paused?
no, it didn't.
Well, I
You
had
did
it.
have
I
it?
had them.
And I got very
You're right
sick.
in that target.
I got very sick, and I have thrombocytopenia purpura before
Oh
when I was
my
21
God.
You
and
had-
almost died.
How
Whoa.
long ago did you get your shot?
I got it probably 2 months ago now. It's been
I
a
think
while.
they're saying
I'm out of
the
the clear.
safe zone. Yeah.
But
You got J&J?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't
I
know.
wanted
that.
But I had
J&J,
TTP when I had my youngest child, and that's why I couldn't have any more kids after him.
What's TTP?
It's when you have a low platelet count
Oh, okay.
and you have blood clots, and I almost died. I was in the
Oh.
hospital for a month.
Wow.
And they
Right
had to
after
take
your baby was
and they
born.
take my spleen out. So they were cautious about me having the vaccine at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I got the Johnson and Johnson.
So you could have
Because it was a
one
one
shot.
shot, and I got so sick.
Did you?
I got 102.7 fever for 12 hours. Remember, Jackie, I told you how sick I was.
I had 103 though from the Pfizer,
Oh, so you got sick with the second shot also.
Oh, yeah,
but not-
Pfizer?
but I didn't have the risk.
And I got sick with the Moderna, the second one.
Wow,
Is that enough, Jackie?
that's good.
For now?
But I'm so
You said
grateful
for
for the
now.
Glad
vaccine.
you're okay.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad, and I'm glad that I had it. So even with
brave.
that, even with that, I'm glad because I wouldn't be able to be with you all right now.
Oh, and that was my point I was going to make, is that that was one way of us empowering ourselves, was to get the
Yeah, we all
vaccine.
did it.
Then we could
Even
see
though it
each
was
other.
scary.
We could get
Yeah.
together and do things together. Otherwise,
That's right.
I would have been too scared.
Well, there was never any doubt in my mind that I was going to take the virus.
The vaccine.
I mean, the vaccine. Because the virus I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, you know what? In life, you just take your chances.
Right.
You make your choices and you take your chances. And when you talk about empowering yourself, one of the ways that I empower myself is by realizing how limited my power is.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally realized I don't control anything, it's my faith and the fact that I decided I'm gonna ride that horse down, whichever one I select. That's gonna be it, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we have been given a false expectation that we run something in life. We run nothing.
Good or bad, right?
No. And then I thought to myself, you know, people get up every day thinking they're in control, making plans for a day that may never come for them, and neglecting the day that they live in. And that's the
Right,
problem
exactly.
that we have. We don't enjoy this moment
Right.
that we are together,
Yes.
that we understand that each of us have our own challenges, and all I think we're wanting to try to do is, how do we best get through this with some degree of sanity
Mm-hmm.
and have something left over to give somebody else if needed.
Wow.
Exactly.
Have something left over to give somebody else if needed.
Yes.
That was a word of wisdom right there.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Wow. Thank you, Evelyn.
Mm-hmm. And as I thought about things in terms of the empowerment of women, and this could probably apply to men or children or anyone, but in particular to women, we're known for multitasking.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes we wear that like that's a badge of honor. And sometimes it's to our disadvantage. Because we're so busy doing so many things and so got to do this for that one, do this, and we tend to neglect ourselves. I know that in the morning, it's good for my health at almost 71 to get up and drink 2 8-ounce glasses of water with lemon juice, with lemon in it. Did I do that this morning? No, my feet hit the floor running like they do every
busy.
morning.
You have an event.
Even when I don't, though,
Yeah.
I'll look around and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I have not drunk any water, haven't eaten anything, and I'm type 2 diabetic. And I know that's not good for me.
Because
Right.
your focus is not really on you.
It's not on me.
Right.
And you have not realized that if you fail, then you're gone.
Yes,
And life goes on.
and it will go on.
And it goes.
Exactly. So a part of this new beginning for me is to pay attention to myself and to give myself some of the things that I need, because I am innately a very happy person. I like laughing. I like enjoying myself. I'm just a happy
Oh, the food is
person.
wonderful, ladies. I just
It's coming on, and I feel it too.
And
greens are screaming.
It is. They are.
everything is. Your chicken. Did you see how easy it was to make the corn?
Yes, and this
Oh,
salad is
boy.
good.
And it doesn't take any
I would
time.
never thought to make a salad like this.
These girls are planning an overnight.
That's fine with me, because as I was saying, I want to do some things to make me happy. One of the things that just really jarred me is how many funerals I've gone to. And Evelyn, you're talking about we don't have control. If there's no other evidence of the fact that we don't have control, is when you go to these funerals. And so, but we do have control over what we do with the time that we have.
Yeah, I'd like, what's the napkins?
Right there.
Thank you.
Yes, yes,
Small things. And even if nobody gives it to you, you can give it to yourself.
yes. And in my life, people have told me that I should stop doing so much for people. That's who I am. And that means I would have to stop being myself.
That's right.
And I always get so much out of doing that. If only they could feel and sense what I feel when I do stuff
Right.
like that. For example, there's this Mexican family that I've seen a couple of times, the entire family. The children, the husband, the wife, and they're sitting over near Myers in the grass. They're over there early in the morning till late in the evening. And so I had said, the next time I see them, I'm going to give them some money. Well, the next time I saw them, I didn't have any money. And when I ran to the money machine to get some money, when I came back, they were gone. So the next time I saw them, I flew to Kroger's in Oakley to get some money out. I had $75 in my checking account. I took out $65 and I put it in an envelope. And they were so happy to receive that envelope, and they didn't even know how much was in there. But the contentment in that father's face, probably knowing that he could provide something extra for his children and his wife that day, the look on his face was enough for me. And that was the same week my gracious sister-in-law and brother decided to come over and bring me a card telling me how valuable I was to the family. And then they had another envelope, and it was so fat. I was like, I know they ain't giving me this kind of money in here for it to be this fat. And I opened it up, and it was $1,000.
Isn't that wonderful?
You will reap what you sow.
$1,000.
And when God gives you any kind of indication that you ought to do something, you ought to do it.
Yep. It's a blessing in it.
I'm getting my signal. It's about time for us to wrap this up. And ladies, no, we're not going to stop.
Okay.
We're just going to bring a conclusion to it,
Okay.
but only for the taping. I'm so happy, you guys. You made me so happy for coming, each and every one of you.
Thank you.
It
You made
was
us happier. This
for you
was
guys
great.
to be here. It
Yes.
was meant for us to be here
Yes.
together, and I thank you. And
Thank
please,
you,
please
Jackie.
come back. Please come
And
back.
please look at our.
Please like
Yes,
us.
please like us, right? And press the bell to get notifications of our new episodes.
Okay.